Perfect.
That's exactly how it went last time.
All right. Well, now I got the inside scoop on.
You should have videoed that for everyone else. Be like,
Just click the button. It's not that hard, people.
4 clicks to freedom. We'll title it a video of a video.
That's exactly how it went last time.
Have a good class.
You should have videoed that for everyone else. Be like, 4 clicks to freedom. We'll title it a video of a video.
That's exactly how it went last time.
Have a good class.
You should have videoed that for everyone else. Be like, 4 clicks to freedom. We'll title it a video of a video.
That's exactly how it went last time.
Have a good class.
You should have videoed that for everyone else. Be like, so there's, hold on, Cliff. There's a YouTube live version stream, and then there's also the Zoom stream. So there's, hold on, Cliff. There's a YouTube live version stream, and then there's also the Zoom stream. So there's, hold on, Cliff. There's a YouTube live version stream, and then there's also the Zoom stream. So there's, hold on, Cliff. There's a YouTube live version stream, and then there's also the Zoom stream. All right, kids, let's get the party started. We are going to start today's Renew class, Wednesday, April 8th at 1 p.m. The only implements you should need today may just be a yoga block. We are going to start today's Renew class, Wednesday, Okay, now we're cool. I turned the reverb off, sorry. So all you might need today is just a yoga block for a couple positions. If you have trouble sitting in this position with a relatively straight spine, I'm gonna personally use a yoga block. If you tend to sit over like this when we do butterfly or bear sit, then definitely use a block to sit on. If you're super mobile and flexible and can sit upright in this position for a while, have at it. You probably don't need a yoga block. Other than that, that's probably all you'll need. In less than a half kneel position, you might need like the couch or an arm or something to balance possibly. That should be it, okay? We have an ambitious class today, so I'd love to get some really high quality work done. We're gonna start pretty smooth and simple with some warm-up moves that are pretty familiar to you. And then hopefully we'll get into some cool stuff that you guys maybe have never done before, or maybe it's been a while since you have done it, that will be extremely beneficial for hips and shoulders. Cool? Okay. So like I said, just make sure you have a yoga block if you need it to sit in an upright position. Other than that, we're going to start today's class in a standing position. So we're just going to start in standing position with arms at side, okay? Create a little bit of tension in your midline and in hips. We're gonna start with neck cars, which of course we start every time with chin to chest. We will rotate to the left, pour that liquid out our left ear over that left shoulder, extend fully back so that you're looking up at the ceiling, while slowly rotating to the right so that the liquid falls out of your right ear over your right shoulder, and then sweeping across that right collarbone back to your original start position, at which point we will reverse the motion and rotate to the right. Dump that right ear liquid over the right shoulder. Extend back so you're looking directly up at the ceiling. Rotating left so that left ear dumps liquid out over left shoulder. Sweeping that chin across your left collarbone to your original start position. That's one full rep. We'll do 2 more full reps. So let's rotate left. Left ear over left shoulder. Head tilts back so you're looking up at the ceiling. Right ear over right shoulder. And then sweep that chin with the right collarbone to your original start position and reverse. Rotating right, right ear over right shoulder, head tilts back, left ear over left shoulder, chin sweeps that left collarbone back to original start position. Last rep, best rep. And before we start this rep, remember that we do not move into pain. It's always a pain-free range of motion, okay? If you find a particular sticky, painful spot, we want you to work around it within a pain-free range of motion, okay? That's very important for every single move in this. Some of this stuff is gonna be difficult, that's okay. Do it at a level where you can do it. It's your body, you are the machine, so adapt to it. Let's sweep to the rotate left. Left ear over left shoulder for the last time. Head tilts fully back. Right ear over right shoulder. Right collarbone sweep with the chin, back to neutral, reverse, rotating right, right ear over right shoulder, head tilts back, left ear over left shoulder, chin sweeps that left collarbone. Good, guys. That was our neck cars to start. Let's shake it out a little bit. So instead of moving right into shoulder cars, we're gonna move into standing scapular cars, okay? And we're gonna do this in 2 different positions. The first of which will just be with arms at sides. You guys will see me in a side view. We're gonna kind of move the shoulders in this circular pattern here, right? It's almost like one of those like old locomotive wheels, okay? So the first action with the shoulder, the scapular car, will be elevation and then retraction. So it's up and back. And then you're gonna go depression, sliding them down into your back wallet pocket. And then something called protraction, where you push them apart while they're down. And then they're pushed apart, elevating back up. That starts rep 2, where we retract while they're up. depress while they retract, depress and protract. Starting rep 3, elevate and up, retract and pinch back, slide those shoulder blades into your wallet pocket, into the wallet pocket and apart. Okay, good. So that was 3 in that direction, yes? We went up and around. We're now going to reverse direction with hands at side, okay? So what we'll do is we'll have those shoulder blades down and retract, and then we'll go retracted and elevated or up into your ears, push them apart and up, apart and down, retract and down, elevated and retract, elevated and protract or pushed apart, protract and down. Last one, down and retract, retract and up and apart, apart and down. Good. So we got those shoulder blades nice and warmed up in that circle. We're now going to switch hand positions from this just that sides position to something called the plane of scaption. So named for our beloved scapula. Okay. So if you kind of see me from the front here, it looks like I'm about ready to give a hug, right? Like I love this tree, I'm going to give it a hug, or my RPE members that I miss so dearly, right? If you see me from the side, it looks sort of like this. It's neither directly out here, nor is it like those zombie arms out in front. It's somewhere just right, okay? So we'll start in that same direction where we create that circle coming up, and then up and back and down and apart, up and apart, up and back and down and apart, up and apart. Last one, up and retract, retract and down, apart and down, up and apart. Good, guys. We're going to go in reverse direction now, okay? So we'll start with them apart and down, and then we're going to go down and retract, retract and up and apart, apart and down and retract, retract and up and apart, apart and down. Last one, down and retract, retract and up and apart, apart and down. Awesome. So that's our scapular cars we'll do for now. Next, we're going to move into standing shoulder internal external rotation. So this is where we're going to go into some touchdown arms, right? And we want to be really strict with, almost like bent, we'll call it like a rugby touchdown or something, okay? So we want to be in this 90-degree angle with the elbow and upper arm, okay? So if I'm in this position here, it's going to look like that there, okay? Now, what we want to do with this is be very strict about what this part of my arm does in space. I don't want a lot of lift and drop with that upper arm, okay? I want to turn like it's, like a roasting arm or like a grilling pivot, okay? So all I'm going to do is come in this position here. We're going to go both arms in the same direction, okay? So obviously if we start up here, we're going to slowly come down into this position here. Get as far as you can without raising your shoulder, your traps. Just hold for 3, 2, 1, and then slowly come up and back as far as you can for 3, 2, 1. That was 1 full rep. Let's go rep number 2. Internally rotate. 3, 2, 1, and then externally rotate. Hard as you can. 3, 2, 1. Third rep, coming down. I always feel like that guy in Beetlejuice when I do this. 3, 2, 1, and then slowly come back up. 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's shake it out a little bit. We're going to do that exact same. It's called internal external rotation of the shoulders. This is very, very good for that upper humeral socket, okay, or our shoulder girdle that has this magnificent ball and socket joint. we're now going to do that same action with arms straight out, okay? So we'll start with our hands just kind of facing outward, or in my case, facing the camera, okay? So I should be able to see your palms, you should be able to see mine. All we're going to do is start to turn our thumbs down until we get to our end range, and we're going to fight for more for 3, 2, 1, and now we rotate our thumbs up and back as far as we can for 3, 2, 1. You want to be cautious not to lift your chest or hunch over. 3, 2, 1. Externally rotate. Palms up. 3, 2, 1. Third rep, last rep, best rep. Thumbs down for 3, 2, 1. Rotating thumbs up so the palms are up for 3, 2, 1. Awesome, guys. So we just did bent arm and straight arm internal external rotation, okay? Next, now that our shoulders have gotten a little smoky, a little warmed up, they're ready to go. Now we're gonna do our standing shoulder cars, okay? Where we'll just do 2 of these per side. So I like to put my non-moving hand on my belly to make sure I don't get too crazy doing like, you know, the hula over here. So we're gonna start with that palm facing away from you or facing the camera. We're gonna bring that body up, or arm across the body with the palm up as if we're holding a cup of soup. We'll raise it up as high as we can until that bicep is near our right ear, and then internally rotate or wring out that towel that is your arm. Straight arm starts reaching back as you continue to try to get internal rotation without moving your torso a tremendous amount. You should internally rotate until you end up with the back of hand brushing your thigh. We'll now reverse that motion to reach back with that internal rotation. Start to unwind some of that internal rotation with a straight arm. Bring that arm up, still reaching back and through. Bicep is now at our ear, palm faces up, and we again set down that cup of soup, okay? That's rep 1. We're gonna do the exact same thing for rep 2. Palm up, across the body, raising up, bicep next to ear, internally rotate, wring out that towel, straight arm reaches back, reaching, still getting more internal rotation until we end up with the back of the hand brushing that thigh. Reverse the motion and reach back and up as we externally rotate a little bit. Continue externally rotating with a straight arm. Bicep is near ear, palm is up. Setting that cup down in front of us, okay? We're gonna do that left arm or other arm now, whatever arm you did. Palm facing forward, same exact thing. Palm is up, coming across the body. We raise. Bicep is next to ear. We internally rotate. Start reaching back. While we continue to try to internally rotate, we feel that wonderful sensation in the socket of our shoulder. Internally rotate until the back of the hand brushes by the thigh. We reverse that motion and lift and reach as we externally rotate a little bit. Continue externally rotating. Bicep comes up to ear, palm faces up. We bring that arm across the body and set it down. Good, first rep on the other side. Let's go palm up again, sweep across and up as we lift that cup. Left bicep by left ear, internally rotate, start reaching back while continuing to try to internally rotate even more, the entire big circle. Back of hand rests next to thigh. Reverse the motion, lift, reach, start externally rotating, sweeping that arm by the ear, palm up, back through. Good, guys. That's our standing shoulder cars. We're gonna go into full spine cars. Now we're gonna go cat-cow from a quadruped position to get our spine warmed up, particularly our lower back. We're gonna do lots of cool hip and low back stuff after this, okay? So when we go in this position here, I like to start in this, we'll call it the cat position or the spinal flex position. This is personal preference for me, I suppose, but I like to tuck that chin to chest, but I also really like to enhance that pelvic tuck or my hip tuck
underneath my hips, okay? See how I don't let that butt drag here? I tuck it under. Very, very important with that end, because we're gonna start with that end unfolding from just that pelvis while we maintain the spinal flexion everywhere else. So you're slowly gonna visualize a little man or woman in an elevator from your sacrum, riding that elevator up your spine as you start to extend all the way out through the head in the head lift, okay? Now that we're at the end of that head lift, we want to start with the head as we slowly start looking down with the head, tucking that chin to chest, traveling down into the mid-back where we spread those shoulder blades apart, push that mid-back up toward the ceiling, going down further, that elevator into the mid-back's connection to the low back, into the low back, and now back into that pelvis so that it's maximally contracted underneath us. Let's do one more where we start with the pelvis. We tip that bucket forward first, pouring that water up the front of the bucket, extending that lumbar spine. Now we're traveling up where the lumbar spine meets the rib cage, further up the rib cage, pinching those shoulder blades together into that neck and head, and looking up as high as we can. We reverse that now where the head starts to look back down, chin's coming toward my chest, and when I finish that, I start to push that mid back up toward the ceiling, shoulder blades apart, traveling down my middle spine into my low back, now into my pelvis where I'm maximally tucking that pelvis again. Okay, good. There's a good 2 reps spinal floss there, just going through that entire spine, one segment at a time. That's a very simple move that is really hard to actually gain full control of. So that's something you can practice every day and really should practice every day. I feel like for most people, that's a super important and overlooked move, okay? So next, we're gonna go into a supine, which is lying on your back, hip at 90 degrees. We're gonna work on external and internal rotation of the hip. So first, I'm gonna show you guys from the side the position I want you in, and then I'm gonna have sort of my feet facing the camera so you can see the action we're going to do with it. So first of all, the position will be on your back here. You can have one leg up at a time, other leg can be, like mine is on the ground, foot's on the ground, knees bent, whatever, or you can have it straight, whatever you want. I'm gonna have mine right here. So it's gonna be this position here, okay? And I like to just gently place my hand on my knee here. You don't have to push much. Like if there's a little 10% push here, I just like it for feedback so that I don't move my knee all over the place while I'm trying to do the move we're gonna do. Because what we're gonna do is just push our foot out and in while this thigh stays where it's at. So I'll show you that action as I am in the camera here, okay? So what this will look like from this position, what you're actually gonna do is have your hand on your thigh here, and I'm gonna go into external rotation of the hip, internal rotation of the hip, okay? And we're gonna do each of those directions for 3-second holds, okay? So you can see how when I do this, I don't want my knee to come way out here or come way out here. I don't want my thigh to move much. I want my thigh to just be able to spin like so, okay? Without it wavering side to side much. So, you guys ready for this? Let's get in our position. We're gonna start with driving the foot toward the outside of your body. And then we're gonna do a 3-second hold. So if you need to watch along as I do this, I'm gonna be facing away from you so that you can see my leg. Let's go left leg first. Hand is gently on that thigh. You're just gonna drive that foot outward while maintaining that thigh position. So get it to as far as you can go without compensating for 3, 2, 1. Now let's slowly bring that foot into external hip rotation for 3. Bring it back out for hip internal rotation for 3, 2, 1. Back for external rotation. 3, 2, 1. Third rep, coming back out. 3, 2, 1. Back in, drawing that inside of your foot up for 3, 2, 1. Last rep, rep number 5, coming back out. 3, 2, 1. Back in. 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's shake that left leg, working leg out. We're going to bring that next leg up into the 90-degree position with just that gentle feedback hand position. Your offhand that's not really doing anything. Again, I like to kind of put that on my rib cage to make sure I'm not, overextending my spine. I like to keep my spine nice and flat and my rib cage down. Okay. Just as a little side note there. All right. So let's start with our right leg now. We're going to go push the foot out. 3, 2, 1. And I'll draw that foot up into the inside. 3, 2, 1. Driving that ankle back outside for internal rotation of the hip for 3, 2, 2. Back in for external rotation of the hip for 3, 2, 2. Back out with the ankle for rep number 3, 2, 3. Back in for external rotation. 3, 2, 3. Back out for internal rotation for 3, 2, 4. Back external rotation for 3, 2, 4. Last rep, guys. Bring that foot ankle out nice and hard and fight for it for 3, 2, 5. Bring that foot back in for 3, 2, 5. Okay, good job, guys. Internal, external rotation of the hip and shoulder. Obviously, we spent some time on that already. Super, 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 super. How many supers is that? Super important for those joints, okay? Shoulders and hips need and love internal rotation. So we will work those almost all the time in this Renew stuff, okay? Next, this is the point where those of us who don't sit upright very well may need a yoga block, okay? I'm a big stiff bear and we're about to do bear sit. So I'm gonna sit on my yoga block to assist me in keeping my spine nice and tall and long and straight, okay? So as we get into these hip and low back maneuvers, again, let me reiterate that we move through a pain-free range of motion. And through some of these motions, you may need the assistance of your hands to transition between things. That is 1,018% okay. You move through a pain-free range of motion for your body. Just because you see me do something really well, which probably won't happen that often, or if I look like just a crazy, mess of a movement, doesn't mean that's what you have to do, okay? You work to your capacity. Understood? Okay, so this is going to be a bear sit, and we're gonna start working on hip external rotation with a little bit of feedback, okay? So bear sit, let me explain that first. It's basically me sitting in any position. Kidding, little joke there. All right, so bear sit. We're gonna sit in this position here. So we wanna sit nice and tall. I wanna have these hips open with my feet or toes pointed outward, okay? Cliff's doing a really good job sitting in bear sit now. I can't really see Carrie, but I'm sure she's doing great too, okay? So this bear sit position like this, we're gonna have our hands sort of hanging onto our shins so that your elbows are in contact with the inside of your knee, okay? Now I just want you to set up like that right now with your spine nice and tall so that we can start to initiate a little bit of a soft, 30% stretch here, okay? We just want the body to start getting familiar with being in this hip externally rotated position. And we'll hold this gentle stretch for about 30 seconds or so, just letting you get comfortable with this position. When we get through this initial 30-second stretch, I'm gonna have you guys start putting some pressure into your knees, and your knees giving feedback pressure to your elbows at an increasing level over about a 30-second time period, okay? So you don't just start with smashing your knees into your elbows. You start with like a 10 to 20% gentle push. I like to think of the increasing pressure you'll put in there almost like one of those dimmer switches for your lights, where you start out and it's dark and then it's just a little bit of lighting, your eyes get used to it, and you can kind of gently dial it up the brightness, okay? So in about 5 seconds, we're just gonna start pushing down and against our elbows will push down into knees and knees will push back into elbows.
And we're going to increase pressure. I'll count out the percentages as we go. So let's 3, 2, 1. Start a gentle 10 to 20% push. Just gently increasing to 25, 30%, maybe 45, 50%. You should start to shake a little bit here, 60 to 70%, 80%. Really dial it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now drive your knees hard down into the floor without your elbows. Just use no pressure. Drive those knees down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, sit tall, 1. Replace your elbows on that new position you've gotten. Gently start to increase that pressure from 10 to 20%, 25, 40, 50, 60%, 70, still sitting tall, 80%, pushing, pushing, pushing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drive the knees hard into the floor without touching them. Active with the body, but not with your elbows. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace your elbows on knees for the last set. Gently driving in there, about 10% into your elbows, 20%, 25, 35, 40, 50, 60%, 70%, 80. Now we're going to go 10, 9. You should be shaking. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drive the knees to the floor without any assistance. Just use your tissues. 10, 9. I don't mean Kleenex. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Just put a nice gentle elbow pressure on there. Just enjoy this new range of motion you created for about 30 seconds here. Don't come out of the position. Just a gentle stretch. You're going to let the body and brain get used to this new range of motion you created. Let it see that it doesn't have to freak out, even though it was really hard and I'm sweating. Woo! So we're not going to move out of this position. We can shake it out a little bit. Let's just kind of shake it out. We're going to come back into bear position in just a moment and start working on some shoulder swimmers, which I know are like 2 words everybody loves with Renew, okay? So we're going to be back into our, whatever your comfortable bear position is with your legs, okay? And now we're going to go through some 2-arm swimmer motion for shoulders while we sit in this newly comfortable bear sit, okay? So we're going to start with our hands, the back of our hands on our low back today, okay? I want you guys to kind of watch and have me go through one before we start doing it. We're going to end up doing 3 really high quality full reps of this, but I want your hands to start behind your back. I want you to be able to sit nice and tall, as tall and straight a spine as you can. The first action when you have both hands on your low back is going to be to push your elbows back so your shoulder blades are retracted. After that, we will gently lift the hands off the low back, extend out, externally rotate the shoulder, sweep those arms up until we get to about a V position. Bend those elbows so your hands are hovering behind your head, and then we'll touch the head. And almost, I don't want to say relax, but take a little bit of a mini second here to take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then we'll retract those shoulders, lift the hands, extend, retract, retract, retract back down, internally rotate, placing those hands back on your low back. Okay, so that'll be 1 full rep. All right, I feel like I just did extra fitness, so I get a point for that. So let's start with hands, back of hands on your low back, sitting nice and tall and upright. First action, push those elbows back to your shoulder blades and posterior shoulder muscles are retracted. Lift your hands gently off your low back. Straighten the arms. Externally rotate the shoulders so your palms are facing forward. Start sweeping upward. You got this V position, bend at the elbow. Sweep the palms of your hand lightly behind your head, and then rest them on your head. Take a big breath in through the nose. Big breath out through the mouth. Retract your elbows, pull them back, hands off the head, straighten the arms, slowly lower down. You can do spirit fingers if you want to. Internally rotate, back of hands behind low back, rest on low back, breathe in, exhale out. Elbows retract, lift hands off back, straighten the arms, externally rotate. Raise straight arms up. Bend at the elbow, hands behind head, lightly rest on the head, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Elbows back, hands off the head, straighten the arms, spirit fingers down. Retract those shoulder blades, internally rotate. Back of hands behind back, rest on low back. Last rep. Elbows push back, lift hands off low back. Straighten arms, externally rotate. Raise arms up, pinching those shoulder blades. Bend at the elbows, hands behind head. Gently rest on head, inhale in, exhale out. Elbows back, hands off head, straighten arms, glide straight down, internally rotate, back of hand behind back, rest, and exhale. Good, guys. Let's shake it out, take a little break. That was kind of hard, right? Hips are on fire, shoulders are on fire. Fire, fire, fire. All right, so next, we're gonna do another swimmer variation. Yes, I said it, another swimmer variation. Only this time we're gonna do it from a standing hip hinge position, okay? A lot of us have, we'll say less than RX hip hinge positions, okay? So we're gonna train those in a safe environment with our own body weight here, okay? I wanna demonstrate this from the side before you guys do one, okay? So hip hinge, as we're all familiar with the amount of kettlebell swings, bag deadlifts we've been doing, and Lord knows every other thing in the world, okay? Hip hinge position here is just gonna be feet about hip width apart, a slight bend in the knee, and then you're gonna sort of bow to about a 30 to 45 degree angle, dependent upon you and your what? Pain-free range of motion. You're exactly right. You all get gold stars, okay? So if I can only go to here, awesome, great. If I go down here and I'm like, oh man, that's killing me, you went too far, okay? So when we're in this position here, we are again gonna start with hands on our low back. The upper body dynamics in this move are the exact same. The only thing that will change is in the position that we actually do the exercise in. So a rep will look like this. I'll have the back of my hands on my low back. I'll come down into my hip hinge, which brings me to my neck position. My neck should be neutral. I should neither be looking up, which is overextension of my cervical neck, or now looking straight down, which is overflexion in this case, okay? So I want a nice neutral neck position here. Chin tuck, chin extension, neutral, okay? So find that Goldilocks chin position. Hands are on low back. My first action is to retract those elbows, lift the hands, straighten out, externally rotate, drive up, here, elbows back, hands up, down, internally rotate, here. This is where we're gonna stand up between each rep, okay guys? So that's the demo, let's do it live. We'll do it real, okay? So let's find our hip hinge position. Sorry, put your hands on your low back first. Let's find our hip hinge position, neutral neck, elbows back and retracted, hands lift off back, straighten those arms, externally rotate,
Shoulder blades stay pinched throughout the move. Arms up, bend at the elbows. Gently rest on head. Elbows back, arms straight. Glide down, internally rotate, hands on low back. Stand up, okay? Good, shake it out a little bit. Rep number 2, hands are on low back. Let's find our comfortable hinge position. Elbows back, hands off low back. Straighten arms, externally rotate. Glide and lift up, bend at the elbows, hands behind head. Elbows back, straighten arms. Glide back down, internally rotate, back of hands on back, stand up, okay? You got some burning hammies or hips or glutes or shoulders. Last rep, best rep, okay? So we're going to have hands on low back, hip hinge. Head is neutral, elbows back, hands off low back, straighten arms. Externally rotate, gliding up, bend the elbows, hands soft on head, elbows back, extend the arms, gliding down, internally rotate, back of hands on low back, stand up and out. Woo! I don't know about you guys, but I am sweaty and get my butt kicked. Okay, so that was our hip hinge swimmers. Now we get to sort of take a knee in a literal sense here. We're gonna come down to a half kneel position. So I would say if you need a little balance in this position, then grab something to balance, but you're not gonna be able to because we're going to do some shoulder work while we're in this position. Now, I want you guys to hang with me in this kneeling position because we're gonna end up doing quite a few reps in this position, okay? And then we're gonna switch sides and do the exact carbon copy with the other knee up and the other knee down, okay? So you remember how we did that 90-degree position here, okay? Now we're gonna have one arm starting down, one arm starting up. It's almost like walk like an Egyptian, okay? And what we're gonna do is an oppositional motion while we do these 3-second holds, okay? So the first position, I'm so glad this is being recorded. I love this. All right, so so we're gonna do the bent arm oppositional position first for 3 full reps, okay? That means each arm gets 3 reps in each position. And then we're going to do the straight arm version where one palm's down, one palm's up as we go through. Make sense? Okay, bear with me. We'll all look awesome on YouTube together. It'll be sweet. So let's start with right arm as your up arm, left arm as your sort of down arm, okay? Now, let's slowly, in an opposition, get to our end range for 3, 2, 1. Slowly move back for the completion of rep 1 for 3, 2, 1. So the back of my hand on my top side is reaching toward the back wall. My bottom palm is reaching toward the back wall. We're reversing for rep number 2 for 3, 2, 1. Back the other direction. 3, 2, 2. Slowly reversing. 3, 2, 3. Back toward the other direction. 3, 2, 3. So you guys have all been on an episode of Punk'd now. I'm just kidding. All right, so now we're going straight arm version, okay? We're gonna go left palm pointing down, right palm pointing up. This is our start position. Now we're going to unwind into the exact reverse. The hold for 3, 2, 1. Wring out the towel in the other direction. 3, 2, 1. Rep number 2. 3, 2, 2. Let's finish rep number 2 for 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 3. Last half rep. 3, 2, 3. Good. Now we get to switch positions and go back to being on Punk'd, okay? So opposite knee is up now. I'm gonna start with my left arm up and my right arm down, okay? This is all internal, external rotation of the shoulders
while in a different position than we did earlier, which was standing, right? Okay. So let's reverse direction and go down. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Rep number 2. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 2. Rep number 3. You guys are doing great. You look like octopi. 3, 2, 3. Bring it back. 3, 2, 3. Let's shake those shoulders out a little bit. Woo! Who needs push-ups and handstand push-ups when you got this stuff, right? All right, so now left palm is gonna be facing toward the ground, right palm facing toward the ceiling. Arms are straight out at your sides, okay? Let's start in reverse. 3, 2, 1. Unwind other direction. 3, 2, 1. Rewind other direction. 3, 2, 2. Unwind in the other direction. 3, 2, 2. Last rep, best rep for 3, 2, 3. Wring every drop of water out of these shoulders. 3, 2, 3. Good, guys. Awesome. So lots of shoulder, internal, external rotation. Anyone else's shoulders burning? Holy smokes. Okay. So next, we're going to go into a 90-90 to a 90-90 position. And we're going to practice some transitions here. This is where you guys can start to use your hands as much as you need to, because skill level and capability with this is going to vary a lot, including my own. Okay. Even side to side for me, I'm much better at one side with these transitions than I am at the other. So I call it use your assistance as much as you have to, or sorry, use your assistance as much as you need to, but as little as you have to. Does that make sense? So you're trying to provide your own sort of self-regulated challenge here. Don't feel like you have to do something at the highest level, and also don't be too much of a softie on yourself unless you really, really need to, and you just want to finish this and have ice cream, okay? So what we're gonna do is sit in our 90-90 position here. And what that name refers to you, for those who maybe this is your first time, is just the 90-degree position of my front ankle here and my front knee and thigh here, okay? So it's a 90-degree angle with the front, as well as the 90-degree angle with my trailing leg, okay? So I'm gonna slightly turn my body so that you guys can watch one of these transitions before I actually take you through it, okay? So I'll be in my 90-90 position, almost at an angle to you. You guys see how I'm set up in 90-90 here? Now, when I do this, I'm gonna have my hands in contact with the floor, but I'm not gonna hunch over. I'm gonna try not to hunch over and have this sort of rainbow back, okay? I still wanna sit nice and tall. Now, I'm gonna transition from this bear sit, or sorry, from this 90-90 to that bear sit position we did earlier, okay? So I'm gonna go through one here and kind of talk you through. I want to push my front knee into the ground as I push my hands into the ground. My back knee, I'm going to gently lift off the ground here, and I'm gonna start to rotate my body open slowly into this bear sit position here, right? And you can kind of see how that transition wasn't perfect, but it was what it was, okay? And now I'm gonna continue this transition as I place my left hand down and back. I internally rotate my right knee into a 90-90 position now on this side. You guys follow that? And then I will reverse that. That's half a rep. I will now reverse that by driving my front knee into the ground, my hands into the ground, lifting my back knee up first, and I'm almost using my right heel as a pivot to come into 90-90 here, and then back into 90-90 on my starting side. If I was really super cool and like a guru of active mobility that I owned all of my body, I could do this with no hands. But, you know, that's not the case, and we all start somewhere, okay? So I want you guys to do it with me now, okay? I'll talk you through a rep. So let's get set up in our 90-90 positions, which you have to measure to accurate geometrical perfection. So take a second and do that. Just kidding. All right, so let's make sure that we're sitting nice and tall with our spine. Our eyes are kind of forward here. I'm gonna push down into the ground with that lead knee as well as my hands. And I'm gonna start to lift that back knee off the ground while my foot is still in contact. And I'm gonna slowly open up that hip until I'm in that bear position. Maintain that bear position for a second before we start bringing your other knee internal toward the ground. I'm gonna use my hand to kind of stabilize myself and draw that leg up. And now I'm at my opposite side bear sit position, okay? So make sure you're resetting yourself into a perfect 90-90 on this side before we begin the next rep, because I almost always don't end up in a perfect 90-90. So we're gonna push those hands into the ground with a tall spine, that lead front leg knee into the ground. You're going to lift that back knee, open up that thigh, using the heel as your fulcrum, and getting into that bear sit position for a second or two, and then continuing by dropping that back knee down toward the ground. And I was able to complete a half rep. You know, that's my gold star for the day. Now I'm in 90-90 where I originally started. That's one full rep. Let's do one more just like that. Hands on the ground, pressing in, spine is straight. Right knee presses into the ground as I open up that left leg. Using that heel as my fulcrum. In that bear sit position. Moving incredibly slowly. I'm leaning to my left now. Dropping that right knee down toward the ground. Using my hand as assistant. And just touching and getting into 90-90, okay? Good, 1.5 reps down, last half rep. Hands in the ground, lead knee in the ground, open up that right knee or whatever knee your back leg is. Using that heel as a fulcrum, moving nice and slow. Opening into that bear sit position. Hold for a second or two. Let's start dropping that, in my case, left knee toward the ground. Ending up in 90-90. Awesome, boys and girls, good job. So that was just all the drills we've been doing before that. It's a practical movement application, right? Not all Kinstretch or not all Renew is, you know, drills and internal and external rotation. We start to begin to see progress in moving like a real human being when we do stuff like 90-90 to bear sit, right? Or getting up from the floor without the use of our hands. Cool human stuff, right? Instead of being stiff as a board all the time and feel like we're frozen in ice with our tissues. Okay, next, we're gonna go into, let's go into some front leg end range liftoffs, okay? So let's get into our 90-90 position to start here. Let's go right leg forward, 90-90. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna have our spine nice and tall. Your hands are gonna be set up, you know, either right at your sides like mine are, right? Or they can be slightly behind you if you need to. What we're gonna do is something called an end range liftoff. So what I'm gonna do is take my lead leg and I'm gonna try to use this tissue on the inside front part of my leg to lift and flex my hip up as much as I can without me just like leaning back and trying to do it, right? I might only move this much. That's fine, that's me. You might move 1 millimeter off the ground. You might move 3 feet off the ground. Either way, kudos to you for challenging your current capability, okay? So let's make sure our 90-90 is set up correctly. And it's really gonna be a hip flexion move, right? You're gonna be trying to bring your thigh closer to your rib cage by lifting it off the ground slowly, okay? We're gonna end up doing several reps of these, okay? We're gonna do 5 reps with a 3-second hold of this, all right? So all we're gonna do here, in about 3 seconds, you're gonna push these hands into the ground with a tall spine and lift that lead leg. So with me now, hands push into ground, lift the lead leg up and hover for 3, 2, 1. Let it rest. Lift it back up for 3, 2, 2. Back down and lift it up for 3, 2, 3, and back down. Rep number 4, 3, 2, 4, and back down. Lift up, 3, 2, 5, and back down. Good. So next, this is going to be kind of the same motion, just with a different intent. You guys probably know the difference between flexibility and mobility, right? Since you're here. So my flexibility will allow me to lift my leg up pretty high, right? Like I lifted my leg actively to there, but I can lift my leg way up there. One of these, the lift, is my flexibility. My ability to lift it is my mobility. Huge difference between the two, right? So now we're going to challenge our capability to own that end range flexibility. So I'm going to be in charge of sort of using my hand to lift my shin up as high as I can. And then we're going to gently let that go and try to maintain that height for a 10-second count. Very difficult, okay? I want you guys to try to sit nice and tall with your spine when we do this, okay? So let's grab a hold of that leg. I want you to be aggressively gentle, right? I want you to try and challenge yourself within a pain-free range of motion. So let's lift that leg up as high as we can, own that position. Now gently let it go and don't let it drop. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, harder, 5, 4, harder, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly parachute down to the ground. Don't floppy fish it, okay? Good, guys. We have 2 more reps of that, right? Again, let's bring that leg up high as you can. Gently let go and hold it for 10, 9, 8, pull, 7, 6, pull, 5, 4, harder, 3, 2, 1, and gently parachute down. Good. These are hard, yeah? Woo! Last set, best set or rep on this side. Same sort of thing, okay? Let's lift that leg up with our hand. Gently let go and maintain for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently parachute down. Good job, guys. All right. So that's our right leg. We're going to gently transition to the other side in a very specific way, okay? So I know y'all wanted to rush out of that 90-90. I saw you, Cliff, all right? And now what you're going to do is take that lead leg and just tuck it as much as you can. Lift it off the ground and tuck it in. Use that hamstring, okay? And then with the back leg, first thing you're going to try and do is lift that foot off the ground, and then the leg and knee, draw it through so that you end up in butterfly position, okay? When you end up in butterfly position here, you're going to lean toward that left leg side, lift that foot, and try to come around and back. If you need to use your hand to get into that 90-90 position there, do it, okay? Bottom line is we want to try and use this new human movement we're developing in an applicable manner. So we're going to transition from, it's called 90-90 to butterfly back to 90-90, okay? So we're now in 90-90 with the left leg as the lead leg. I can almost 90% guarantee you I'm going to get a cramp in my right hip during this, so that'll be fun. Okay. So we're going to do the exact same thing we just did on the right side on the left side here. So we still need to have that spine nice and tall, hands on the ground. We're going to practice the lift off the ground first, okay? So our lift off is first. All right, we'll do 5 3-second holds. Let's just gently come off the ground. 3, 2, 1. Back down. Take a breath. Lift it up. 3, 2, 1. Back down. Take a breath. And lift it up. 3, 2, 3. Back down. Take a breath. And lift it up. 3, 2, 4. Back down. Take a breath and lift it up. 3, 2, 5. Awesome, guys. Almost like a mini warm-up for this horrible 3-rep thing we're about to do, right? All right. So now we're going to do our end range holds, the really hard 10-second hold, okay? At least it's hard for me. Maybe I'm overstating it here. All right, so we're going to take that hand at your shin/high ankle area. You're going to lift that leg up, slowly let it go over 10, 9, 8, fight for it, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and parachute down gently. Place that leg back on the ground. I know you want to collapse and just let that thing go. Gently place it down. Own this, right? Control yourself on this. Let's lift that leg up for rep number 2. High as you can. Hold. 10, 9, fight for it. 8, 7, fight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just gently place that leg down. Woo! These are hard. It's like max effort deadlift day. All right, last one. Take a big breath, get our mind right. Let's lift that front leg and then hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Oh my gosh, we survived. I cannot believe it. Okay. Well, we're going to transition out of this. You guys are correct with that, okay? So what we're going to do with this is the same thing we did last time, okay? We're going to lift that front leg just a little bit and tuck it in, almost like that half butterfly. And then that back foot is the first thing that we'll lift. And then the back leg, sweep it through into butterfly, okay? Now I want you to maintain this butterfly because I got a special treat for y'all now that we're in butterfly, okay? All we're gonna do in butterfly here, you're gonna take your hands just behind you to stabilize, like so, okay? Knees are nice and wide apart. You guys are familiar with bear sit because we've done it a couple times today. So all you're gonna do is take your right foot and lift it up off the ground, extend it out into bear sit, left foot off the ground, extend it out into bear sit. Let's just kind of hang out here. Since I started with the right foot, I'm gonna go with the right foot again. I'm gonna lift, tuck it back in, left foot lift, tuck it back in. Let's just kind of reset up into butterfly, nice tight butterfly. Now we're gonna start with the left foot this time and lift, extend it out into bear sit. Right foot is gonna lift, extend it out into bear sit. Doesn't it feel good to move like a super mobile human being, okay? Now we're gonna go left foot lift, tuck it in, right foot lift, tuck it in, okay? Let's just kind of hang out and enjoy this here. So all I want to finish with now, let's shake that leg out, just a little bit of breathing to finish the day, cool down. We're gonna let that nervous system blow off a lot of that steam that we just kind of built up, kicking some major butt today at all joint levels. All this active mobility stuff we just did today is a tremendous amount of input to your brain and body. There should be a pretty good level of fatigue, right? You might come out of this a little wobbly, like, whew, got my butt kicked. So let's go cross-legged position, however you are comfortable, just sitting nice and tall, okay? All I want to start with when we do this breathing, we're going to do no time with the breathing right now for the first 3 reps, but I do want in through the nose, out through the mouth, okay? I'm going to go through nice in through the nose, out through the mouth. Untimed. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay. Next, we are going to time these ones. They're still going to be in through the nose, and then they're going to be out through the mouth. But I want a 3-second inhale, and then a 3-second exhale through the mouth. So let's do it. We're going to count. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good, guys. That was 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. In this next set of 3, the last 3 set of breaths through the day, I want a 5-second inhale through the nose, and then I want a quick breath out, like a big forceful breath out. The reason I want that is I want your diaphragm to be involved in the forceful exhale through your mouth, okay? So it's gonna be like this. Okay, so I'll count your 5-second inhale. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hard exhale. And inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Good, guys. That's it. Awesome class. You should feel nice and relaxed. You should feel amazing. Go impress all your friends with your mobility now. Have fun with the WODs. Have an excellent day. Enjoy the weather. We miss you all.
Thank you, Brody.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thanks for doing class.
Bye.
Anybody have any questions?
No, that was awesome.
Oh, cool. All right. I'll see you guys hopefully Friday too.